Hey, it's Doug with Backcountry Pilgrim. In a bit of a previous life, I was actually a professional photographer. I did weddings, portraits, that sort of thing. I've taken a lot of that into the backcountry with me, but I don't really like having to carry a lot of my big equipment because I just have never really found a system that worked really well. I've been able to do a massive upgrade to my photography kit, namely Peak Design's new outdoor photography carry system. It's not just a bunch of bags that fit together. The way they fit together and the kinds of modifications you can make to this system make it super customizable. And although I didn't have a whole lot of high hopes for how good the backpack was going to be, the Peak Designs backpack may be the most comfortable day pack I own. The outdoor line consists of 2 different size backpacks, 2 slings/fanny packs, and a system of packing cubes for clothing, gear, and, of course, photography equipment. Now, these 2 backpacks differ in that one is 45 liter and the other is 25. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the 25 liter. However, it should be noted that there are significant feature differences on these 2 backpacks. For example, the 45 liter is a framed backpack, whereas the 25 liter is frameless. The 2 slings are likewise very different in size, one of them being 7 liter and one being 2 liter. The 7 liter comes with an additional retention strap so that it can be worn more like a messenger bag, and it can even carry some of Peak Design's smaller camera cubes. Again, I went with the smaller of the 2. These products come in numerous colors and sizes. If the gear that I'm going to go over in this video interests you, check out Peak Design's website at the link below, because they actually have an impressively large line of gear, much of which is meant to work together seamlessly. All right, so let's get into the backpack. Like I said, I ordered the 25 liter. This backpack weighs 2.5 pounds, whereas the 45 weighs in at a solid 4. Now, one of the things you might notice first is that there are mixed materials that the bag is made of. The exterior is called Terrashell. It's a lightweight exterior fabric made from 100% recycled and abrasion-resistant 210D ripstop nylon that is natively weatherproof. It is bluesign approved and PFAS free. This material wraps all the way around to the bottom of the pack, keeping it more waterproof. Now, the front of the pack does not have any exterior storage. Rather, it has what Peak Designs calls a flex pocket with the Ultra Cinch backpack closure and a roll top for fast access and an expandable loadout if you need it. This is all held together with a cord that you simply pull, and that opens up the storage for the front pocket. Reversing the pull cinches it back down. Now, right behind this pocket is the roll top enclosure. It has a magnetic seal, and once you've popped it open, you have full access to the interior of the backpack, including the hydration sleeve. Once the roll top is rolled back up, it is held in place by the same system that keeps the front pocket secure. Turning the pack on its side, we see that the other way to get into the pack is to run the 3/4 body Ultra Zips, durable zippers made for long-lasting abrasion and tear resistance that allow the pack to be opened as a panel loader. We'll get back to that in a minute. First, let's have a look at the side pockets. There are equivalent stretch pockets on both sides. These are quite huge. They can easily handle a full-size smart water bottle or a Nalgene bottle. Right above those is a retention/compression strap that is stretchable and can be simply popped off the perimeter webbing and placed anywhere on the pack that you want it. These very tough cord loops surround the pack and are even found inside some of the pockets. This makes the pack highly configurable with several straps that come with it. They are simply girth hitched on one end, and the other side features a quick release hook. There is also additional cordage on the inside of the roll top, which allows you to secure other things in different parts of the pack, which is easy to do because, again, the cord hook system is all over the place on this backpack. Later, we will see that these can actually be removed and put on the sling to form a front chest pouch. Now, in between the side stretch pockets and the front flex pocket, we have 2 zippered pockets. Inside these pockets, we see more cord hooks, and Peak Design includes a cool little key retention cord that is stretchable and can be used without disconnecting the keys from the bag. Once again, there are pockets like this on both sides. And because these pockets actually utilize the interior of the front pocket material, they do not compromise the carry volume of the pack when these pockets are used. Again, the zippers are water resistant as well as the outside material. However, you can also get a 30-liter rain fly weighing in at 0.2 pounds that will cover the pack in case of serious downpour. All right, so let's go inside the pack via the panel loader instead of the top. Side access, top access, or complete access can be achieved by whichever zippers you decide to use, and it opens completely and lies fairly flat when it is open. Inside you have some strap loops. This is what will connect packing or camera cubes to the pack should you decide that that is necessary. The cubes do fit pretty snugly if you get the right ones, so it's not strictly necessary, but if you really want to be sure that nothing's going to move around, they are very easy to install with the provided C-clips. The sleeve on the front panel is big enough for a 3-liter hydration bag or a 16-inch laptop. To facilitate its use with a hydration bag, there is a center pass-through at the top where you can route your hydration hose down through the shoulder straps. One rather serious design flaw that I am not sure how to overcome is that the hydration pass-through is on the opposite panel as the hydration sleeve, which means that if you actually route a standard size hose into your shoulder strap, you will not be able to open the pack as a panel loader because the hose will keep it from opening. At the top, there is a pretty decent carry handle, not super comfortable, not terribly big, but big enough to be useful. Now let's have a look at the camera cube. These are the V2 camera cubes, updated versions of one of Peak Design's most popular carry systems. The new V2 camera cubes are available in 5 different sizes to accommodate anything from a small protective case to a full-blown professional photography kit. They now come in extra small, small, medium, medium, and large. The one I'm using here is a Smedium. What makes these camera cubes better than a standard packing cube is that they are surrounded by grab handles as well as cord connections that allow you to add a strap to them and carry them like a normal camera bag. These are fully weatherproof 160D recycled nylon, and they also use the number 8 Ultra Zips that are used on the pack. Like I said, the included C-clips can be used to secure the cube inside the bag if you're really concerned about it moving around. Another nice thing about these camera cubes is that there is a removable foam pad inside the lid, which you can remove, allowing you to tuck the lid back under the cube itself. This is really handy because if you are using this more as a panel loading backpack than as baggage requiring packing cubes, you can get to your equipment faster because as soon as the panel loader is open, your gear is there in front of you. Further, the camera cubes come with some very ingenious dividers which can be torn out through hook and loop. They can be bent and folded around your gear, creating not only walls but shelves. And they have a new floating pocket that is fantastic for batteries, SD cards, or filters. Here I'm showing a V2 camera cube and one of their other ultralight bags. Both of these could be fit into the 25-liter pack. Peak Design has made it pretty easy to figure out what kind of cubes you might want by designating all of them in units. A small cube is essentially 1 unit. You can compare the different cubes' unit count to decide how you want to set it up inside your pack. All right, going to the back of the pack. Peak Designs has created a unique harness system with low-profile adjustable shoulder and waist straps that I found to be incredibly comfortable. Clearly inspired by running vests, they are extremely wide near the rib cage, which distributes the weight over a greater surface area, making them extremely comfortable. The wider straps also allow for larger storage. Now, these are not detachable, but they are collapsible, and they conceal one of the coolest features of the entire pack, namely hidden capture clip attachment points. The idea with the Peak Design capture clip is that you basically have a vise-like clip that you screw down onto your backpack's shoulder straps, which forms a very secure grip on the clip, which you obviously want if you're going to be hanging cameras off of it, but it also smashes the foam in the shoulder straps. However, what Peak Designs has done with their outdoor line is they have included a very tough flat-mounted strap underneath the stretch pockets that allows you to attach the camera clip securely right over the top of the mesh pocket without having any effect whatsoever on the padding. And if you get the optional hip belt for this backpack, they have the same hidden capture clip attachment point on the hip belt. In another nod to the running vest, Peak Designs has decided to include dual sternum straps, which are really more like sternum cords, and they function the same way that all the other cords do on the pack. They girth hitch into the cord hook system and then clip on the other side. This allows them to be adjustable and removable. Now, I will say that with these, I struggled a bit with the hook system. They were not very easy for me to get to, especially when I was moving, but once they were on, they did function properly. Right above the thick padding on the shoulder side of the straps is the routing for the hydration hose. It appears that the shoulder straps are removable, although I am not entirely sure why anyone would want that. This may just be the way they assemble them at the factory. There is no torso adjustment available on this pack, but in this size, it doesn't really matter. Now, behind these straps, you have two vertical pads with a small channel in between. This feels really good up against the spine. You can really cinch the pack down tight and still feel like it's moving with you without crushing you. And it also gives a little bit of ventilation. These widen out in the mid-back to provide a very secure and cushy squeeze if you use the hip belt, or a fairly secure ride if you do not. Now, the hip belt is also very unusual. This is not a big, burly, load-bearing hip belt on a pack of this size, nor should it be. The clip is pretty minimal, but I haven't had any trouble with it coming loose. What's unusual about the hip belt is that it is actually two pieces. Each side of the hip belt snaps into a slot right behind the lower back padding. They are padded in a similar way to the shoulder straps, extremely comfortable, and I would say fairly overbuilt for a pack of this size. However, given the kind of equipment that may be in this pack, it was very welcome. I saw several other reviewers say that this belt wasn't really necessary and that they didn't use it. I, however, felt that the ride was quite different with it on and with it off. Even though the pack doesn't really transfer a lot of weight to the belt, the pack overall just became more of a part of me and moved with me a lot better with the hip belt on, versus when I took it off, the pack felt like it bounced around a bit more, slid back and forth if I twisted and turned. And even though it wasn't really a problem, it definitely was not as comfortable as it was with the hip belt on. When it was on, I felt like this was one of the most comfortable packs I have ever tried. Now, on the side of the hip belt, you have a stuff style mesh pocket, and right behind it, you have the capture clip retention strap so that you can use it more in a holster style rather than on your chest. Now, I tried both of these, running my DSLR on one and my GoPro on the other, using the POV kit available through Peak Designs. To my surprise, the DSLR was quite comfortable, and whether I was hiking or bouncing around and running, they are both extremely secure. The POV kit allowed me to run the GoPro facing outward so that I could simply hike along in record mode instead of having to take it off every time I wanted to shoot something. The POV attachment also allowed about 30 degrees of panning, and if I did want the camera at the simple touch of a button, it popped right into my hand. Now, although I preferred having the cameras on my waist instead of on my chest, I did notice that my arm would knock into them, and I had to be conscious of the fact that I couldn't just swing my arms back and forth because I had a camera in my way. On the other side of the hip belt, you have the same kind of material pocket, but this one is zippered. There is no camera clip behind this one. All right, moving on to the Sling. Because I pretty much never only take my photography gear out with me, I did not get the big 7-liter Sling, which is basically its own camera bag. The 2-liter is pretty much a standard smallish fanny pack size, coming in at a quarter pound. It's about 11 by 6 by 2.5 inches. The bag itself is made of the same Terra-shell material as the backpack. It is a 210D ripstop nylon fabric. The bag is deceptively simple, but it does have some interesting features when it is combined with the rest of the outdoor line. First of all, it has a padded removable strap with Peak Design's custom clasp and hardware that allows the strap to be quickly adjusted for body size, but also to convert from a waist or fanny pack to a cross-body bag, should you wish to carry it that way. This strap can also be removed completely and replaced by the cordage from one of the outdoor backpacks, allowing it to attach to the front as a chest carry bag. In the rear of the bag, you have a drop pocket with a magnetic closure, not quite big enough for my phone, but perfect for a wallet. You also have a grab handle that is similar to the one on the backpack. Once again, we see the weatherproof ultra zips, and inside the bag you have 2 main sections divided by 2 pockets that are a great size for wallet and keys. The rear compartment also has a key lanyard, just like the backpack does in its side pocket. Again, I love that the retention cord for the keys is elastic so that you can actually use it without having to unclip the keys. If you aren't concerned about key retention, the cord is simply girth hitched to a loop inside the bag and can be easily removed. The front pocket contains no additional organization. Very comfortable, nice padding. It does the job as a fanny or crossbody bag, and I really enjoyed the ability to use it as a chest carry pouch on the backpack. So if you are a backpacking, camping, or hiking photographer and you are looking for a system to keep your gear safe and accessible, I would strongly recommend looking at Peak Designs. All right, I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, would you mind giving it a like and subscribe to Backcountry Pilgrim if you are into hiking, camping, backpacking, and the gear that goes with it, even photography. Until next time, I'm Doug. Thanks for watching.